Hi and welcome to the Boardshop Surfboard Review. Today we're joined by Ben Skinner to talk about his latest models, his all-new Thunderbolt technology for his boards. And this is the board that we really like the look of. It's the Peacemaker. Take it away, Ben.
Thanks, Ian. Hey everyone, again. This is the Peacemaker model. So extremely excited to introduce this to the world. These are the first two Thunderbolts of Peacemakers in the world at the moment. So these are the first. I think they're arriving very soon into the shops. One of the reasons I'm excited about this so much is CJ Nelson, who's another person who works, has his own brand, has his own designs under Thunderbolt technology as well. And after meeting, we're complete geeks, complete surfboard geeks, love talking about surfing, love talking about surfboards. And after him seeing my Wrangler model, the performance single fin that we've shown you before, you can always go back and check out the video on the Wrangler. But basically, after seeing that, we realised we were very much on the same path. We had a discussion that day in California when I met him a year ago, and we basically discussed about hard edges on longboards. And he stated to me that he very much doesn't want to ride longboards anymore with no edge, and feels like they hold him back on what's actually capable for him to surf on. And it does not mean because he's got a hard edge that he can't surf the same stylish way that CJ always surfs. So we really wanted to try and prove this point and create something that both myself could surf the way I wanted to surf, he could surf the way he wanted to surf, and if a logger was watching us on the beach, he couldn't tell the difference whether that board had a hard edge or a round edge. So that was kind of our discussion, and we ended up, I came back to the UK, we ended up designing 3 of these, so this is the third generation, which is the one we ended up going with, and I sent them to CJ back to America. He rode them, tested them, one of them we tested in Hawaii, and we were both sold on the design. The board works incredibly well. It's definitely a combination of mine and CJ's heads, and this is the Peacemaker. So Peacemaker really has come from our discussion, and we really want to find something that does bridge that gap completely, and we feel that this model has done so. The original design was, we designed in a 9.6, 23.5 by 3. So this is the biggest board in the Thunderbolt range that we do. It's got a lot of volume, a lot of concave in the nose, a lot of lift in the rail, very different to my other surfboards. The rail shape is pretty much opposite. And another interesting point to this board that really makes this board magic to me is the apex on the rail. It goes from very high in the nose to very low in the tail. It completely crosses over in design. So it's something completely different to all my other boards. And what I feel that it does is, I've never really had a board that lifts me up so much when I'm on the nose. It's got this incredible feeling of levitating on the nose that I haven't really felt with many other boards. And this 9.6, I feel like I can do that on. I feel like I'm that traditionalist that I like to feel when the conditions are right, but I really can surf this board however I want. It's got incredible feeling on the tail as well, with a 10 or 11 inch sort of raked, sort of flexy tip fin. This board turns unbelievably well, even at its size. So much so that the third one I made, I had to remeasure, because I was like, this board does not feel as big as what it is. But it was the right size, and I'm not that mad, but it definitely felt incredible. And so this was going to be the new model, we decided, and the 9.6 was born. Off the back of that, we wanted to, the way that I felt on the nose of this board, and from nose to tail, the flow, the feeling off the tail, I had to find out what it was going to be like as a full performance board. So we made the 9.1. Ian, if you don't mind, So, this is the, just sort out the mic a minute. So this is the 9-1, 2+1 Peacemaker. Let's say it's made me very happy, this board, and a lot of people already. It's, it really is like surfboard design and being a shaper and even a surfer, it's all about progression, learning, and really feel like everything I've ever done over the 10 years has really come down to creating something like this. And you know, riding it makes me feel like very, you know, happy and complete with the process that we've been through to get here. So now I feel like, you know, I've got this performance board that has the lift and the levitation and stability of this 9.6, but I can, you know, have the feeling of my smoothie off the tail. And yeah, it's really, I feel like this board's been a real game changer for me. I really feel like it's going to be a game changer for everybody else, and just come and have a go. Feel this board, feel how it works.
And what
the
conditions
Peacemaker.
are working for like the average guy?
Well, you know, this board, literally, I surfed it in the event in Malibu when it was this big. Well, it was this big in one heat and this big in another heat. Just rode this board. I want to ride it at Trestles in the Relic event. I'm going to ride it in the Board Masters next week. It's the board that I'm going to compete on. If the surf gets really big at Trestles, or if it's really big, then I will go to the smoothie, just to, you know, this has got a much wider nose than some of the other performance boards that we do, which is great when it's like the right conditions. But obviously, if it's really, you know, if I really want to surf off the tail, that's the one reason I'd put this board down and pick up my smoothie is in that situation. But generally, it's again, all these boards have been designed to be versatile. Even the 9.6, I nearly surfed it in my heated Trestles last year, and it was like 4 to 5 feet and pumping, and you know, I felt like I could paddle out my single fin and surf with a, you know, progressive style as well as traditional. So
if I've got a basic longboard, you know, maybe a pop out thing like a Torque or a Bic or something, and I want to progress my longboarding, is the Peacemaker the next step?
100%, yeah. I mean, I think it's going to be a winner for a lot of people because one reason, the stability that it has on the nose and the lift. I've already seen it change people's nose riding in like a matter of 2 waves. And you know, those people, this is only recent as well, and they've ordered one straight away off the bat. And they have other longboards, they, you know, good longboarders, British champions, you know, and the lift and everything they feel on the nose, you can see it in their face straight away. So that's something that I can guarantee your nose riding is going to improve on this board massively, but you're not going to compromise that by not having any form on the tail. It's definitely got everything in it.
The all-rounder.
The all-rounder, and a little bit more float than all my boards, really. It's a very sensible performance board with again, it has that traditional feel at the front, and I think that's something this is the difference with the Peacemaker compared to the other performance boards in my range, is the rail line and that apex change. It really, that sets them apart really from each other. That's the main difference. Now, again, you put it under your arm and it feels like you've got like a traditional 50-50 soft rail in your hand. Not a performance shortboard rail, but as soon as you pull back, it's got this amazing flow into a hard edge. So it's kind of seamless, and that's quite hard. You know, I think that's what I'm proud of about this board, is that it's got that flow from soft to hard. It really works. There's no like between a nose ride and a turn. Everything flows, and yeah, it's definitely yeah, I'm proud of this board for sure.
I think you can tell that Ben quite likes that one. Thanks for watching. 0% finance available right now. Part exchange, all the usual stuff. If you need any info, just drop us an email or give us a call. Thanks for watching. Thanks, Ben.
Thank you, guys.